Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. That's right, the preview for the Champions League. Let's just pretend the competition starts now. Let's pretend that Zagreb game didn't happen and that this is where the competition starts. I prefer that. I'm sure you do too. We're here to talk about Chelsea versus Salzburg, and of course Graham Potter, his first game at Stamford Bridge under the lights with the Champions League. I don't know if the music will be played, but we shall see, hopefully. But first game in charge, no better way to do it than to take that Brighton team into fourth position and then just step into the Champions League immediately. Don't waste no time. Yeah, just get straight into it with a Champions League game, and a game that we must win. A very high pressure game considering what happened in Croatia. And then obviously we don't have a game for a while. Liverpool's being called off, and then we go from there after the international break. So an opportunity to start off with a great feeling, a great atmosphere, and those Champions League nights at the Bridge never disappoint. I want to start off, of course, with his first press conference, and we'll move into, my team, Salzburg a little bit as well, what to expect from them and so forth. For me, really good press conference. Listen, people are already trying to make comparisons between Potter and Tuchel, in terms of charisma, all of these things. For me, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Don't make comparisons because they're not the same person. Same thing, which is, he really answered the question really well on ownership. Don't compare the Roman era to the Bowie era in terms of, they asked the question, would he have joined the club with the sackings that used to happen way back when? It's unfair to compare. The mindset, the way that we're going about things now is completely different from a managerial standpoint and an ownership standpoint. Now we're looking towards the long term. We're trying to build something. Before, we were chasing that success. Every single decision was to chase more success. It wasn't for the long haul. It was for the short term. And that is something that maybe Tuchel even, would have suited more, to suit more of that short termism and winning right now and trying to win at any moments necessary. And that was almost the perfect Roman appointment in a way. Spoke beautifully, but had that charisma, had that attitude, that swagger, but also brought that winning feeling as well. But Potter is different. He hasn't got the experience at the top level that Tuchel did with Dortmund and PSG, so unfair to compare. And from a charisma standpoint, I think he's already shown at Brighton that he will shut people up if necessary. There's a beautiful little clip interview after the game where they drew against Leeds at home at the Amex Arena, and he said, listen, maybe I need to be questioned, or maybe I need to be told about the history of this football club, because it sounds like you man are ungrateful. It sounds like you man are booing me because I dropped points at home to Leeds. I don't know who you think you are, but you better step up. You better understand who you are and who I am. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a little bit of something to him, but don't force it. Don't look for it. Don't micro-analyze him. Don't overdo it with judging Potter based upon an interview with Chelsea Football Club in the first interview or a press conference. Let him have to find those hurdles himself. Let him find those rivalries like Conte with the handshake. Let him ease into the job. Give the man some space to breathe. He's only just finished unpacking his toothbrush, and I'm seeing people micro-analyzing him. Take time with it. Yeah, take time with it. So really good to see, and I don't want him to be anybody that is not. I want him to be Graham Potter. We hired Graham Potter. Let Graham Potter be himself. Not Harry Potter, yeah? Not Pothead. Not anything other than Graham. Let him be Graham. So really good, strong press conference. I thought Jorginho spoke well when he came in as well. Some challenging questions. Like I said, this is his first opportunity and first experience in the Champions League. Hopefully to the music and the anthem. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited. This is a new era. It's a new dawn, people. Don't compare. Don't contrast with what happened. It's really just going to wreck your head. Just enjoy and just breathe fresh. You do it with me at home. You got all that old sentiment out of you, yeah? Okay, here we go into the preview. So Salzburg, I've been looking at this team. Obviously, some really great players have come from this team. Naby Keita, Sadio Mane, Erling Haaland. Many great players have come through this Red Bull energized Timo Werner. fly away system, and gone to Red Bull, Leipzig, and then obviously pursued from there. So they've got a nice little connection going here. But this team, they play a 4-3-1-2. That is the formation that they play. They sit top of the Austrian league as always. And in fact, they drew 1-1 with AC Milan in their opening group game. And the player that I want to fixate and focus on is Fernando, the Brazilian forward. He got an assist in that game against AC Milan. He looks like the main threat, top scorer at the moment for Red Bull Salzburg. We have to keep an eye on Fernando. You know, when these Brazilians turn up, we've had it before with Willian Schalke, and then we signed him. You know, we have to watch these Brazilians. They're tricky. They got some tech, and this player definitely looks like he's got some danger to him. But we have to win this game, people. There is absolutely nothing other than a win is needed. We're at home. We're against a team that we, again, much like the Zagreb game, I don't believe they'll sit back. I don't believe they'll be compact. I do believe they will open up, have a few gaps in between the lines, and we need to exploit that correctly this time, unlike what happened in Croatia. We must bounce back. We've lost opening group games before. I've seen it happen at Chelsea, but we've always responded with a win, and we've always usually come out the group after that happening. But we need to respond immediately. And Potter will know that. And he said, listen, similar to what M.A. Hayes said, this is Chelsea. We need to compete. And that is correct. It's simple as that. I'm not going to go into expectations, and because there's always context around that. If we were to finish in the top four, outside of the top four, reach the semi-finals, reach the final, refereeing decisions, injuries, or poor performances, or poor management decisions, we just don't know the context. So there's no point looking too far into the future. I'm just really enjoying it game by game. And speaking of game by game, we don't have many games because they've been cancelled. So just enjoy this match, isolate it, enjoy it, soak it in. Hopefully we see some good football. Hopefully we take advantage of that space that I expect Salzburg to leave in between the lines. And then we have a long break. Potter has a break. Hopefully a bit of training can commence with the team and some more pre-season. I read a statistic there that we've actually got just as many days as Tuchel would have had in terms of a pre-season. Now, it's not exactly the same because there's an international break and we're going to lose some players, but whoever does stay, anybody, feel free to stay at Cobham and train with Graham and train with the team. He also mentioned that his man, head of recruitment as well, Kyle, is also going to be that intermediate guy in between the board and himself in terms of transfers. Obviously, he will be involved in a way, but he's worked with this head of recruitment from Brighton for 10 years. He understands the football he wants to play. Think of it like a Petr Cech. I don't need to go into the meeting and chat with you, man, about transfers and who we're going to bring in. I'm a head coach. But my brother right here, Kyle, he knows what I want, okay? He gets me. 10 years working together. Chat to him. And I'm going to focus on coaching. And that's what most coaches want to do. They want to focus on coaching. That's why we bring in a head of recruitment. That's why we bring in, hopefully, a sporting director or director of football very soon. Of course, not many managers are sporting directors, if any. Even Pep has Tiki, and he does his intermediate with the board as well. So Edwards, Liverpool, Klopp, same thing. So we need that, and it's good to see that is exactly the role he's going to take. And maybe Tuchel missed this window. He really enjoyed working with Petr Cech and people like that. They obviously left. So it's good to see that person is implemented already for Potter, and he can focus on coaching because this team does need coaching desperately. So let's get into it in terms of the team I would put out for this match. Obviously, Kepa is going to play. Injury news, team news. No N'Golo Kante as per usual in terms of he will be hopefully back after the international break. I'm not too sure how long it's going to be. Mendy definitely will be. We've got a big gap after this match. So Mendy's out, little knee injury. So Kepa starts. All of this talk about who he will play in goal, Kepa is in goal. So it's as simple as that. I expect us to keep the back three, but I do expect us to be attacking. So I'm going to have Cucurella and I'm going to have Chilwell in this team down that left-hand side. I want to see it. I just want to see some attacking impetus. I want to see some overlapping, some underlapping. I want to see some chemistry develop between these two. I really do believe it's there. Chilwell, we know Potter really does like his wing backs to act as wingers. I would like to mentally think of it as a 3-1. And that will be up on your screen in my mental capability there coming out to you. I personally would like to look at it like that. I would like to look at it like that. When you take a look at it and you think to yourself, we got the three at the back, but we know that Potter likes to push his centre backs really, really wide. They push them really wide in build-up play, and then those wing-backs push up and turn into wingers, whether they be Trossard, Marsh, now it will be Chilwell and whoever else, up into the winger positions, even beyond the midfield three, if we was to think about this as a 3-5-2 usually, and we know he likes to pack the midfield, dominate the midfield, play that football and compact it, maybe make that 4 diamond that we spoke about with a forward dropping in, but that is how it looks in my head, is that it is a 3-3-3-1. You have that striker, you have that Welbeck, that Aubameyang, that Armando Broja, that leads the line, that does run in the channels, hopefully a bit of hold-up play if needed as well. And then you have that second striker that we spoke about, whether it be Sterling or it be a Pascal Gross or whoever. And they'll play in that 10 and they'll come in and they'll make that diamond like we spoke about there. But then you've also got those wing-backs that turn into wingers that push really high up and they make those runs like Trossard. Could be a Pulisic, who knows, and they will crash the box, attack, and get numbers forward. We need numbers forward. So just in your head, 3-3-3-1. That's how I'm looking at it mentally in my head for this game in terms of Cucurella, Chilwell making those runs forward. I think he started the season really well, especially when he's obviously come in there, Chilwell off the bench. He's made an impact. In the middle, I would go Thiago Silva. I think that experience is needed. We didn't have him against Zagreb and we fell apart defensively. And I would go on the right-hand side for Fofana. I'd take Koulibaly out for this one. I just think he's been a little bit ippy down, up and down with his form. He's been sent off. He's had this error, maybe dived in a bit too much against that, with that goal for Zagreb. Just take him out. I'm going to just take him out. I mean, somebody's got to come out. So I'm just going to just take him out. I think he's going to be brilliant for us this year, but I'm just going to take him out. I think form's been a bit up and down. Fofana plays on that right-hand side, and he gives you that pace, and he's obviously got that youth and energy down that side. Now, I do think it's going to be interesting to see, as I've spoke, right, about this whole wingers from wing back turning, and will Ziyech then become that right wing back / right winger, and like I said, with Pulisic on the other side. But for this game, I'm not too sure. You know, will he start a Ziyech and a Chilwell, or even a Pulisic out in these positions? I think it's something that you have to look for, that you have to see coming. But they haven't had many days to train. You know, well, they've had a couple of days, maybe still implementing and getting people to understand tactically what that looks like in terms of that 3-3-3-1. So I'm just gonna go with security and safety in Reece James, but I don't be surprised, and we mentioned it in this other video that we did in terms of tactics, that Reece James could potentially be that right-sided 8, and then you have a Ziyech at right wing back / basically right wing, and you know, you never know. And Kovacic maybe is the sitter, and then whoever on the left-hand side, whether it be Mount or whoever. So don't be surprised if that happens. But in this one, I'm just gonna stick to a little bit more of, we're easing into this. It's the first game. So I'm going to go Reece James at right wing back. And then in midfield, we got to control, we got to dominate, we got to try and really put a stamp on this. Now, is Zakaria going to start? That's a big question. And to be honest, I have no idea. I would like to see him play, people. I really would. I want to know what we've purchased or loaned here on this deadline day. I want to see what he's going to offer to the team. Could he be used in this Basuma type role for Potter? It will be interesting to see. In terms of Basuma and McAllister, obviously they played in a similar position, but they play it completely differently. And Potter was able to say, actually, yeah, we lost Basuma, but we're going to replace him with McAllister, who was previously playing higher up the field, and you ask yourself, well, how does that make sense? They're completely different players, but he made it make sense. He made the math. So I'm not sure what he's going to do in this midfield, but I am so intrigued. Kovacic for me absolutely has to start, and I'm going to start Zakaria just because, again, I would like to see it. However, I want to make this so clear. I expect Jorginho to start just because he did the press conference. You know, with just after the manager, usually that indicates that the player will be heavily involved. I'm expecting it to be Jorginho and Kova. Experience, Champions League night, they know what it's about. And then, you know, outside of that, as a third midfielder, probably most likely it will be Mason Mount. So I'm expecting a Jorginho, Kova, Mason Mount, and then Reece James and Chilwell on those wing-back positions. And then up front, I'd expect Sterling, because he is, right now, for me, our best attacker. He is the guy that we can look at and say we're getting a guaranteed level of quality. Will he start Aubameyang, or will he go with a younger Armando Broja? I feel in my deep heart and soul that because Aubameyang has got this bigger personality and he is a big signing in a way, deadline day, we saw all of the media and everything like that, you want to give him that opportunity to potentially get his first goal. He's obviously had a whole week now in terms of getting over that jaw injury and whatnot. I would expect him to start up front. And Amanda Broja, big long contract, younger, obviously has already been speaking about learning under Aubameyang as well. He's got that patience, you would assume, and Potter has that time to work with him tactically and to work with him in terms of that Welbeck role. And there's no rush with Broja. He's there for the long term. So that's the team that I expect to play, and also that I think will work, just in terms of we're so early on in this transition of Tuchel ball to Pot ball. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really, really intrigued tactically, guys. I love it. I love it. It's going to be fun. There's a lot of different variables, going on. We know Potter plays so many different formations and sometimes during the same game. So let's look out for that. It's hard to do a preview for his first game because we just don't know what we're going to go off, because we have no Chelsea games with Potter to really make a foregone conclusion as to what he's going to do. So we're kind of just thinking about it and winging it in a way. But let me know in the comments down below what team you would play, what formation you would play. Would you even scrap the three at the back? I don't think he's going to, because it is his formation, but let me know if you would. And obviously, like we know, it's W settings only. Yeah, there's no time for messing around. There's no time for nonsense. This is the mighty Chelsea, and we need to come out of this group, and we need to come out of it clean. We're lucky Milan dropped points last week, so let's get the job done, no matter who plays. And I'm expecting mentality of this team to step up, okay? And what's beautiful, finally, is that because of this long-term contract, a 5-year deal, on a whole heap of money with all of his staff coming, I hope these players know that you work for pot ball now. You work for the potheads now, yeah? We are the potheads, the fans, and he is providing the pot ball, and you work for him now. And if you don't like it, yeah, then the January transfer window is open, yeah? It's open sesame. So let's get down to work now, because I've already lost a favourite, so don't play. I ain't got time for this, all right? This is tough mentally to keep backing different managers. I'm tired as hell, all right? God damn. So make sure you big up your damn selves. Smash up the icons as always. In a bit, people. Peace.